And how do we know what our foundation is? This is a key. Jesus says, if you hear these words of mine and do them. And we as evangelical Christians, we tend to be educated beyond our obedience. Not my line, someone else's. We know a ton, but do we do what we know? The real key to the Christian life is living it out. And so James says that, be a doer of the word, not just a hearer. Doers will flourish. Hearers will fade. If we follow Christ, cling to his word, let everything else go, it will see us through the day of judgment, Bonhoeffer says. His word is his grace. Of course, when we hear all this, and this, again, is built off the Old Testament, paying attention to Jesus' direction, paying attention to our instructors, paying attention to our motives, paying attention to our foundation, we can't help but pay attention to Jesus and his authority. And this is what happens when the crowd gets to the end of this sermon. They go, wow, this Jesus has authority, but that's not enough. Do they do what he says? Do they do what he says? If we truly believe Jesus has authority, that he's right, that he's intelligent, that he has a right way of living, we'll do what he says. We'll do what he says. And this theme of his authority shows up all throughout the Gospels. So what do we do with this? We pay attention. We pay attention to our direction. We pay attention to our motives. We pay attention to our instructors. We pay attention to our foundation. We pay attention to Jesus' authority. And then in response, we strike a posture of a learner. If we want to flourish as a follower of Jesus, we strike a learner's posture because Jesus is the master teacher. I want to learn from him, and it's applied learning. It's learning that I put into action. If I want to flourish, I apply what I've learned from Jesus. He's our master teacher. Following Jesus leads to flourishing. Here are the three postures. 1, I am willing to change where I need to change. 2, I keep learning. There's so much to learn from him. And 3rd, I'm a doer. I'm not just a hearer, I'm a doer. This is repetition, so I'll go through this very quickly, and then we'll have the worship team up here. But it's a posture of change. Like right now, right here, we don't show up to church because it's Sunday. We show up to church because we need to change some things in our lives. Every single day, every single week, there's always something we can change. We need to have this posture of change. And so that's the first posture. God, change me. And maybe that's a prayer you need to pray this week. God, change me. Jesus, change me. Show me where I need to be changed. Jesus, change me. Not my circumstances. The second posture is a posture of a learner. Jesus' disciples are those who have chosen to be with him, to learn to be like him. All they have necessarily realized at the outset of their apprenticeship to him is that Jesus is right. I already have this quote up here, but I like it so much. Jesus is right. He's the one we learn from. He's the most intelligent. He's the wisest. He provided a way for us to live and flourish. And if we come to the Scriptures with an air of skepticism, as though we have nothing to learn, or we go forth in the day thinking that he doesn't want to still direct and guide and teach us, then we're going to miss out. We're not going to flourish. So Jesus, teach me today. That could be a prayer that you need to pray this week. When you open up your Bible, Jesus, teach me today. When you wake up in the morning and you're still trying to recover that hour you lost from daylight savings tomorrow, Jesus, teach me today. That might be a prayer that you need to pray because you're a learner. That's your fundamental posture. I'm a learner. Jesus, teach me today. And then the last posture is the posture of a doer. It's not enough to learn. We're applied learners. Disciples are called to a level deeper than cognition by practicing Jesus' teaching. So here's one very specific challenge for you. We've gone through the Sermon on the Mount about 5 or 6 weeks now. There's been a lot of information put in your direction. I encourage you this week, read through the Sermon on the Mount with these two prayers. Jesus, change me. Jesus, teach me. And then as you read through the Sermon on the Mount and reread through the Sermon on the Mount, envisioning Jesus teaching you as you read the words, because he is still alive and well, ask him to reveal something for you to do, and then, here's the big challenge, to do it.